Well, guess what game I'm doing again? Yep, it's Ratchet and Clank 2. So, if you're wondering, and you've watched my previous videos, why I suddenly have worse armor, and only the second wrench in the game, instead of the best wrench in the game, and the second best armor in the game, that's because I started an entirely new save to play this game, so all the platinum bolts would be reset, because in my main save, I actually went and collected them all, and this right here is a series on how to get most platinum bolts in Ratchet and Clank 2, which will function very similar, like my Ratchet and Clank 2, how to get most skill point series. Also, if this recording somehow fails, I'm going to scream because the platinum bolts basically reset themselves. What I mean is that the platinum bolts, whenever you collect one of them, the game auto-saves, so there's no way of going back and, well, getting them again. Right, so without messing around any further and having that really short intro done, here we are on the first planet you can actually go back to in the game, Oozla. So, yeah, here it is. This is what it looks like. The next planet after that is the Marktar Nebula, and then, yeah, Oozla. It's the first one. So, to get the first platinum bolt that I know of, here's where your ship would land. You go down here, ignore this teleporter right here, and go down this path. The teleporter gets you to the end of the level, megacorp store. I'm not even sure why you want to go back there. There is quite frankly nothing for you, and you might, if you want to go back that way to like get a skill point or something, you might as well go in from the start of the megacorp store, like from like the very start, the entrance, and get all like the neat bolts and stuff on the side there. Yeah. So first thing you do obviously is you might want to clear the area out and kill the muck dwellers as I'm doing here. Just collecting a few bolts from them. And you don't actually need to kill the snail. I'm just doing it for some reason. Then once the enemies are done and you're sure everything is cleared, getting the first platinum bolt is actually very, very simple. I'm not even sure what you call this thing. Sea cow, swamp beast, whatever. You hop on its back and it gets all spooked. And then you could do a drive-by. Yeah, so that's actually one of the neat things I figured out about these things, is that you can actually shoot while you're on them, and the enemies don't really have a chance of shooting back. And if you noticed, or you slowed down the footage previously, while I was shooting those big swamp snails, they would actually be, like, what happens is if you hit a swamp snail while it's in the water, you kill it instantly. Now this cave might be filled with fireflies, swamp fireflies, in which case use the lancer to just murder them instantly, or use a wrench. They're one of the weakest enemies in the game, and then you collect this platinum bolt. The reason why the cave is not filled with swamp flies, however, is because the second time you go to this planet, they are gone for reasons. I don't know. It's Christmas. Swamp fly Christmas. Let's just call it that. Yeah, so then you take another one of these surprise buggers, and you just... Oh, look, the snail's still there. No, he's not. Bye, muck dweller. I love doing drive-bys. Or should they be called swamp buys? Anyway, once you're done getting that platinum bolt, you just continue along this track, and I'll show you how to get to the next one, because you may not have the starting ladder down right at the start. So, from this point on, it's a simple case of just jumping on more of these swamp beasts. These first few, besides that one that got you the platinum bolt, are kind of like the swamp beast tutorial thing. Or, well, maybe I should call them swamp cows, because swamp beast is actually the name of the snails. No, I'll just call it snails. You know what I'm talking about. Because they are giant snails. One eye. Right, so, as I said before, those things are a tutorial, because once you get over to this plant, you meet this area with all these, and then it becomes a little more complicated. So, the way that you get to the end is actually kind of simple for me, since I know it and I've done it before. First you take this one, and you just keep taking whatever swamp beast you jump on. Like, you just go from one to the next. You never let one finish its course, and then they will lead you directly to the end here. And then you get off, and you can smash the crates. And once you're on safe dry land, I just want to show you, yes, you can get to that island with the mutant muck dwellers on it, and also an island over here that you can't really see with crates. But those are just to kill enemies and get money, which we're not here for. Then here, I like to equip the mini nuke, because especially the first time you get here, or the gravity bomb if you don't have it upgraded, heaps of these snails will attack you. So what I like to do is just dodge them like so, and then blow them up. Of course, if you don't care about money, and you don't care about experience, and you don't care about getting hurt a bit, you can just attempt to ignore them. And then afterwards, there's some crates here in case you're a little low on ammo. which are not really that much, some swamp flies, which die all too easily, and then you just take more swamp beasts. And the reason why I haven't got the music on now is because this will just detract from this kind of tutorial guide thing, and also because my emulator occasionally slows down, you got really weird sounding slowed down music, which is just, it's awful to hear, believe me. So once you jumped over those plants, you just keep double jumping and get your way up here, and then you slide down this pipe, and if this is your first time here, you will... Also, I don't know why that had no sound. Normally you're supposed to make kind of a grinding noise as Ratchet belly slides down there. Once you get down here, you will actually need to buy a gadget in this game called the tractor beam off a guy that should be sitting right here. You watch a short cutscene and you buy it off him of 1,000 bolts. If you do not have 1,000 bolts yet, you will need to pay him 1,000 bolts, because that's actually the way you get to this platinum bolt right here. So if you don't understand what I was doing here, once you have the tractor beam, you can use it on pillars like these to move them around. You press the fire button to activate it, and then you can kind of run around like that. However, the game's somewhere in the game's tooltips, it actually says if you strafe, you become much more accurate with this thing. So that's how I was so easily able to place it over here. Now, if you don't have Clank with you yet, you can get up here like I'm showing right now. But if you have Clank with you, you can use his high jump ability once you have the helipack equipped, where you just crouch and then press X and do it like so, and that makes it even easier to get that platinum bolt. Right, so those are pretty much all the platinum bolts that I know of on Oozla. I think that's the only two. Don't quote me on that though, I might be wrong. And here I had a couple moments of struggle to get up there. Now, once I'm up here, I'll show you what I mean by the ladder. So, if you somehow miss that platinum bolt and are coming back here the second time, you don't actually have to take that whole trip I just shown you, because once you step on this button here, it lowers this ladder, and then you're able to just easily climb up it by just spamming the jump button like so, and then you're able to get back where I was and get the platinum bolt without going through all the hassle of that. We're not even going to the megacorp store because I haven't found a single platinum bolt that way, which is the other path, by the way. The megacorp store path is the one with the megacorp vendor, that blue thing you can see. I'm pointing at it right now, but you can't see my fingers. So I'm just gonna put, I'm gonna put an arrow earlier in the video where that vendor was, but yeah, you don't need to follow that past. So moving on to the next, well, it's not really a planet, it's an orbital casino / space platform in the Marktar Nebula somewhere. Yep, so just waiting for the ship to fly there. Now, unfortunately, there is no way to kind of skip to this place. Like, there's no real quick way to get to where I'm going. Instead, you're just going to have to do it manually each time, because the exit, instead of being a quick shortcut back to the start of the area, the exit to this place sends you right into the arena, and this time we are not looking for the arena, we are looking for platinum bolts. So you can either murder these thugs with just complete ease if you have your weapons even a tiny bit upgraded like I do, or even if all you have right now is the chopper, the lancer, and the gravity bomb, you can still murder these thugs with these. I mean, this is like the third planet in the game you ever go to, so of course the enemies here are going to be easy. Yeah, so you take this taxi, then you double jump up here, and unfortunately, even if you have Clank with you at this point, his helipack boosts and whatnot don't actually allow you to get here any faster. You have to do this jumping thing. Then here, normally this entire place is filled up with thugs trying to murder you. Also, there are normally some boxes here. In fact, 3 boxes stacked up right here. But since this is my second time going here, they aren't here. Be careful though, because the middle box will be an explosive crate. If you get that to blow up, you basically ruin your chances of getting up here, because as you can see, I just proved myself wrong. Well, now you know where the platinum bolt is. So apparently you don't even need the boxes to get up here. You can get up here first time with Ratchet. Yeah, it's just, as you can see, up there, next to that crane. Avoid stepping in these things, and now unfortunately, I'm going to have to show you kind of how to get back to the... Oh, I might as well show you how to get back to the very start, because the taxi that I used to get here isn't over there anymore. It somehow just vanished, so you can't actually use the taxi to get back. So you just go up here. Then I already know this place, so there'll be 2 thugs trying to murder you. You can just send the mini nuclear gravity bomb off the edge and kind of just, well, hit them with the bullets. It may destroy some of the slot machines, but who cares, since you're not even here to gamble on them, although that can be an excellent source of money. And then there'll be a few chicken bots across here, which are kind of just piecemeal, honestly, to deal with. And then thugs will start spawning from here, which you can either use the blitz gun or blitz cannon to just knock them off the edge, because the knockback on it is so huge. As you can see, I'm not even giving them a single chance to fire, and they're earning me more bolts than each of the shots cost. Then you destroy the chicken bots here. You can buy all the ammo you want, and you enter the arena. But there's not a single bolt we can collect here. So we just confuse the person who's in charge of the arena heaps by going there and then having him go like, okay, you're here to, like, he's like, okay, and now we have Ratchet back again from the championship. He's here to battle, oh wait, no, wait a second, he's leaving. That's basically what I imagine the arena guy's saying. Like, he's really confused that you just ran here to run away. Not really run away, but ran here to leave.
Goodbye.
But you have to do that since that's the only way to exit the level. Now, moving on, we're going to go to, well, actually, for Kovar Canyon, I haven't found a single platinum bolt there, so instead, we're going to Megacorp, where you rescue Clank from. And believe me, I have looked everywhere at Kovar Canyon. I haven't looked up where to get all the platinum bolts on the wiki, but instead what I done was on my furthest save, I went and defeated this certain enemy, which you get this thing called a mapper from. And the mapper allows you to, it's actually an illegal piece of technology, or so the tooltip says. And it makes it so that all secret areas of platinum bolts would show up green in the map. So right here, what I done is I just shot the trash. The first time you come here, you will need to shoot the trash in order to get cleaner bots to spawn. If you don't shoot the trash, then they won't spawn. And just give me a second. I'm gonna put a cut in here while I restart the emulator because it is slowing down like no tomorrow, and restarting it sometimes fixes that. So give me a minute. Right, so here we are right where we were before, and apparently the emulator is working slightly faster but still slowing down. Oh well, I can't do anything to fix that. Anyway, as you've already seen, we've taken the right path, and then you go up here, and there are these sweeper bot things. If you double jump, sometimes the Lancer is able to target them, but you can also pretty much destroy them with the wrench. There'll be a few more here that you come the first time, but they aren't really too much trouble to deal with. They are pretty weak enemies. Second time you come here, however, no enemies will spawn from destroying that piece of trash there. Also, you won't have to face the thug leader, because the first time you come here, he will try and kill you on a helicopter. The thugs are basically mercenaries contracted to kill you. Okay, so this place actually has a lot of platinum bolts. The very first one is right here. You know it's here because of the ladder here, so you fall down. Real simple. And then the camera just went and decided to have a seizure for some reason. And that's the first platinum bolt. Oof, I almost fell off the edge there. Where's the next one, you might be asking? Well, that's the odd thing. It's actually right here. Yes, indeed, it's... Okay, I swore this thing actually opened, but apparently not. Apparently it actually doesn't. In that case, since I thought wrong, and that is actually not where one of the platinum bolts are, we're just going to backtrack here, because the next set of them are actually in the other path, and that is not, like, this is the, I call this the Clank's apartment path, because you go this way to get to Clank's apartment and fight the thug leader with his helicopter, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. The other way is, I call it the Rescue Clank path, because that is the way you go to, well, rescue Clank. And I can't really use the charge boots right now because in this save I haven't won them. Maybe I really should have to make this faster. But oh well. Right. So first room is again filled with these annoying sweeper bots. And then you can actually come across the second enemy, like second type of enemy you face here, the sweeper bot, which just spins around in a circle like an idiot, which I'm going to shoot like it was an idiot and kill it instantly with the mini rocket tube, because overpowered weapon that goes boom makes me happy. This room here, well, actually I don't know why I went and looked in there, because pretty much there is no platinum bolt in this room. Instead, I'm just going to jump down here to get all the sweeper bots' attention. I like doing this. This is my favorite way of killing them. Then getting the mini nuke, standing on a chair, on a stairway or something like this, and then just blowing them up instantly. That's my favorite way of getting rid of them. And here we have another 2 sweeper bots. I think I only hit 1 in this instance. Yeah, I did.
Double kill.
But that's fine, because I just accidentally shot 2 of them at once with my sniper rifle here, the vaporizer, which I praised in my previous gameplay of this, and I will continue to praise. It is just, quite frankly, an excellent sniper rifle. Yeah, and then you have another one of these rivet bolts, which I really maybe should have shown you how they fire, but, I mean, I've shown you in previous videos, so, not really a point in that. Yeah, then here, this thing here would actually remain, this thing would be guarded by a force field, which turns off once you kill those, little cleaning bots, whatever you call them, and then be able to kill the sweeper bots, deal with the rivet bots, and then run in here to kill more sweeper bots. Oh, and also you would use the whatchamacallit, there's an item somewhere in here. I think it's called the electrolyzer. Yeah, it's basically a tool which you use to fix stuff, and you would be using it here to fix the cranes at first, but I don't need to explain how that actually works, because the way of utilizing it is really self-explanatory. You don't even need a tutorial, it's that simple. Just use it and you will get it, mark my words. Okay, so first thing you need to do here is operate the crane. Take the crane all the way back into this room. Grab this box here from the place that I've actually placed it. So over there to the very left, where I'm taking it away from, is the spot you need to place this box to progress further into the level. However, we're not trying to do that right now. What we're trying to do is open up the secret passage over here. So you place it right here, and then oddly enough, you actually go and get the explosive crate, and then bring it over here, and then drop it down. Now watch this area closely. See? You can see a door exploding. If that happens, that means you've done it right. If it doesn't happen, continuously drop the explosive crate until you see the door exploding. Now I'm just going to deploy some turrets because I want to exploit the enemy's really shitty AI, and I don't want to kill them myself because I'm lazy. Same with these robots here. They'll never be able to stop my turret because it auto-targets them rapidly and just murders them all. Then just collecting the money, and then here we are inside the room is the platinum bolt. Now the great thing about this is that the platinum bolt also kind of has money with it because there's light fixtures inside, and as you shoot each of them, they give you 24 bolts each. So that's roughly like close to 100 bolts. I'm just doing really rough math here. Then the next platinum bolt is actually in the very same room. It is right over here. Now what you have to do is an infiltrator puzzle. You get this from all the way from like a much further on planet. So if I just skip right through all the planets, Jobba, the megacorp games. So you have to go here, and then you have to go up the top path to this big circle area here, which is actually another megacorp arena. Win 2 matches and you get the infiltrator. You don't have to pay any bolts, you win the thing as a prize, and then once that's done, you go here and you ram it in the socket. Then you're treated to this little mini game. How it works is that you use the left analog stick to choose a location that you want the electrical current to go, like so. Then, once it's done that, the timer on the left will tick down very, very quickly. So, you have to do it quick enough that you reach the end without the timer going down. Also, if you go backwards, I think that reduces the timer slightly. So let me just test that. Go forwards, go backwards, go backwards. Okay, no, so it doesn't reduce the timer. The only thing that alters the timer is you get a tiny bit more time once you go to a new area, as you can see here. And there are a lot of dead ends. So, here is how I get through this for these really tough ones. You just keep trying, and you keep trying, and you keep trying, and never give up. So what I'm going to do here is just mute myself, and you can see the exact tactic I use. Before I mute myself, however, I want to explain it. The exact tactic I use is really simple. You spam and kind of go with your gut instinct. You just go next wire, next wire, next wire, next wire constantly, and you kind of judge where you think it's going because you're trying to reach somewhere over on the right side. I'll put an arrow now, and well, not even the right side, but you're trying to follow a path right and loop around all the way back, I think, to the start here, or at least another endpoint. The endpoint you're looking for has a blue orb there. So I'm going to mute myself now, so you don't hear me if I accidentally start grunting during this or anything, and I'm going to right now, well, as you can see, as you're going to see, spam it. Alright, unmuting myself since you get the general gist of it. I'm going to come back to you after a cut once I finish this puzzle because this could take a while. But you can see I was kind of just, what I like to do is I kind of just really frantically try and rush through it because you need to be really fast for this. It's honestly very, very hectic and you will occasionally just forget the route. You can't always memorize the entire thing in your head. You just know the general rough route. Now, as you can see, I was making a few mistakes there. But I almost got to the end. I'll get back to you once I've finally reached the end. So yeah, I'll see you then. Well, 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 will you look at that. Cheese was bamboozled by his own memory. As you can see, this right here is not a platinum bolt. It is in fact a nanotech boost. If you collect that, the thing with the DNA vial in it, you instantly gain 1 point of nanotech. The reason why I don't do that is because what I like to do is, even though I'm trying to go for all the skill points on my main save and getting all the nanotech, what I like to do is save these until the very end, until they are the last little bits of nanotech I need to collect, because I'm pretty sure you can only level up your nanotech, which is right here at the top of the screen. I'll put an arrow pointing to it, to a certain amount, and then you need to get a bunch of nanotech boosts to get your nanotech to the maximum. However, we're not talking about nanotech here, but the reason why I started recording right now instead of just skipping the next part is I wanted to show you I was wrong. There's in fact not a platinum bolt in here. I remembered something wrong. I remembered something wrong earlier at the previous door. So for 2 parts on this planet, there was actually no platinum bolts. So that means there's probably just 2 here. I haven't really found any more, and I've really scoured this planet at some points. So I'm going to now put another cut in here and get back to you once I've gotten to the next planet with more platinum bolts on it. So yeah, I'll see you then. Right, so here we are after the cut on the next one of the next planets, Noktak. Now, you will need a gadget to get here, which costs around, I think it's 4,000 bolts. So you might want to keep a notepad handy with you and write down how many bolts getting all these platinum bolts will actually cost you. Because so far, as I already mentioned, you had to buy the tractor beam, which already costed 1,000. So you can add that to your total cost of bolts, which will now be 5,000. And the cost will sadly increase to the cost sadly will increase to 20,000 or perhaps 30,000 a little later, because there is a certain weapon you actually need to buy to get some platinum bolts, because it is just not possible to get them without it. Right, so once you have this item here, the therminator, what you need to do is come in here like I have, and then freeze the water. Hey everyone, Cheese here. So I really forgot to mention something. So in the video that you're watching right now, the reason why I've put this little cut in here right now is because very soon, what I would have said in the video is once you have the Therminator and then explained how to get past this certain water puzzle thing on this planet called Noktak. However, the way I talk about the Therminator is like, oh, once you get it, like it's as easy as going to your local gas station and just buying a Therminator, even though it's an item that like freezes water and can melt ice. It's not actually that easy to get it. So that's why I've suddenly got the charge boots on, a much better wrench, and this yellow armor, because I've actually recorded a lot of footage, and then by recording that footage, I progressed a lot in the game as well, so I now have better armor and all this stuff. In fact, I even beat the thugs for less prison again. However, I'm coming here to planet Barlow again, and Vodkovar Canyon again, because I'm going to show you how to actually get the Therminator, because it's a bit of a pain to get. And if you're wondering why I suddenly sound more chipper in this part of the recording, I was just having a slightly bad day from the rest of the recording. Don't worry about it though, nothing was really that wrong. Anyway, so the first thing you want to do is get the swing shot. If you haven't already got the swing shot, then you might not be able to progress that much in the game. And in that case, well, you probably haven't finished much of this. Wait, no, you would already have it because you're listening to this tutorial series, and I already said about like getting the swing shot before. So oh well, and beating the thugs for less later. Anyway, never mind. First thing you want to do is go over here, and then obviously for a swing shot target, just press the fire button and you swing over here. It's that easy. Then there's some crates for you. You equip it again. Swing over here, and then one of my favorite things about this part is you can get your lance or whatever weapon you want and shoot this here satellite dish, and all the money will immediately fall off the edge, and whenever the money does that, it flies straight to you, so free money, yay. Then you swing on another one of these and just press the fire button again to instantly grapple to this, and then you meet these platforms here, which when I was younger, they were the death of me many times. As you can see, I almost overshot that and jumped a little too far. And then you meet this thing here. It's actually kind of interesting because even though the platform won't rotate, you kind of stay facing the same way, if that makes any sense. Just, if you play this part yourself, you get what I mean after using these platforms enough. So then you find another one of these here and drag this towards you. You might be thinking at this point, hey, geez, what's the big deal? Like, why are you even making a tutorial on this part? It seems pretty easy. Well, trust me, there's like one harder part that's coming up soon that you can see why I'm making this tutorial. Oh, and if you come back here ready with a Therminator, don't bother freezing that pool, or you're just going to stop yourself from getting inside because, well, you can't swim in ice. Yep, in this part, I prefer to have the swing shot out because you can always just pause the game, go to the weapons menu, and select one of your weapons if you need one. Whereas having the swing shot out means you're always ready to swing on to the next target, which is required for this section. Also, it's pretty neat, but like in the first Ratchet and Clank game, you actually had a breath meter, but then in the later games, you don't really have breath meter because in Ratchet and Clank 2, Ratchet actually gets a breather mask because he's working with Megacorp and they give him a free one. Then in Ratchet and Clank 3, he keeps the very same breather mask, and then in Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, I don't think there was any water to splash around in, and neither was there in Crack in Time. I think because they just like weren't designing enough water. Okay, so this is kind of the hard part I was talking about. So even if you swing normally and you go forward, you grapple, then you release, then you grapple, then you release, then you grapple, and if you just keep doing this, I don't know if you keep saying my sentences, as you can see, it'll kind of swing you the wrong way because all of these targets are kind of they're laid out weird. They're on a wonky angle. Oh, speaking of wonky angles, I actually tried turning the camera there and it didn't work, so apparently that doesn't work either. You can't turn the camera. Anyway, so what you want to do here is just let yourself kind of hang and, well, it'll the momentum will slowly slow down. And then once that's done, you kind of, well, you just let the momentum really stop, and then you slowly start moving back and forth and kind of swinging in the right angle. Make sure you don't like swing around in a circle too much. In fact, that's happening now. That happens now, like it is. Just let yourself slow down again, and just, well, stop swinging and again, like I said, slow your momentum. The reason why I'm doing this and acting really cautious is because it's really easy to screw this part up. You also need good timing because if you release at the wrong time and like use your helipack, then you might fall wrong. Also, even though I don't have it right now, the thruster pack is actually recommended here because it makes you fall faster. Oh, no! I screwed it up! Yeah, so as you can see, it is kind of easy to screw this up, and I'm actually gonna... This is an excellent moment for me to now equip the thruster pack to show you how it's kind of better for this part because, well, you fall faster with it. The helipack, it's great for gliding a lot slower if you're doing precision stuff, but this is like a different kind of precision that you will need. So in this part, at this point, I think I'm actually kind of swinging the right way. Oh no, I'm kind of going around in a circle again. Yes, I'm going to have to wait for the momentum to stop. This part can be a little tricky. In fact, I don't know why I'm finding it so hard this time. I have beat it easier, but just, yeah, in general, this part is tricky. Okay, finally, momentum slowed down. And one more should do it. Oh no, I'm going around in a circle again. Oh, this is so wonky. Okay, and release. Yes, I did it. I barely grabbed onto the edge, but I did it. So as you can see, you can kind of just do it in a kind of wonky way. And for this next part here, do not use the swing shot until you're actually going towards it. Like so, now's the time to use it. And then really quickly get on it and land on it before it goes back. I've actually killed myself on that part as well quite a few times by just falling off the edge. And then there'll normally be a bunch of Gadgetron Hounds of Cuddly Death. Yes, that's the actual name of them in the Monsterpedia, which you'll kill. I like using the mini nuke here. And then there's just one more target, which you can then swing to, and then basically you can break these boxes. And then there'll be the dude here, which you buy the therminator off. However, one thing I figured out you can do is if you use something like the mini nuke, you can launch the bomb like so. The nuke blast will actually appear in the cutscene, which I find kind of funny. Same with chopper blades. If you deploy a heap of those, or deploy a heap of turrets from the mega turret or mini turret glove, then they'll actually be in the cutscene, which I find kind of funny. Oh, and the first time you come here, and if you don't buy the Terminator, this thing will be down, so you can just take the elevator up and go to the exit. But if you have bought the Terminator, then this part pretty much forces you to use it to show you kind of how the weapon works, which I think is a really great tutorial. So as you can see, you use it to freeze the ice there and turn it into water, and then you can go up here, and then you will just use it again to freeze this part here. And of course there'll be a few crates to use, so might as well break that for some extra money. Now here is actually a part where it kind of shows you, well, this is an excellent part to kind of show you, yes, you can get up here with the thruster pack, but notice how much I went up there. Now if I equip the heli pack, that was the tractor beam, cheese, wrong one, and do the same crouch move, I go up a little bit higher, so that actually can show you how the heli pack will get you a little higher. And then once you go here, it will make this elevator come down, which then you can take it and go up and go back up to the place where you'd buy the tractor beam much easier. But yeah, that pretty much covers this part, and now I'll put a cut in here and get back to the actual part of getting platinum bolts, since you now know how to get to Terminator. And thanks for watching this video, by the way. Once it's frozen, it allows Ratchet to ice skate on it. Then you perform a high helipack jump up here, and the first time you come here, there'll be a lot more enemies, but the second time you come here, there'll be less. So it's actually perfect to come here and get this platinum bolt the second time. Kill the chicken bots because they're chicken bots, and they'll fall to you like, well, headless chickens. And then you might want to equip something like the blitz cannon for this next part, because thugs will try and ambush you. The reason why they're failing so poorly here is because, well, the blitz cannon is an upgraded version of the blitz gun, and it deals mega damage to them, and they can't really stand it against its firepower. Now here, I actually know that there's already a thug coming out of here, so what I like to do, and we're going to reveal this to you as well. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, maybe you walk up a little closer, and then you can launch the mini nuke. Yeah, you could hear from that, faint scream amidst all the explosions that the thug there just died. In fact, I'm pretty sure I just seen the thug, poke his head out of this next part, so I'm just going to launch a rocket at him to deal with him. I'm going to, come up the stair here, and then... Yep, he's dead, and then... Just in case, I shot the other thing to make sure there's no thugs behind it, because I don't like to get ambushed. Then here, this next part, just do another long jump, and you want to get rid of all the enemies here so they don't kind of cramp your style when you're attempting to do this. Oh, my bad. I thought there was a thug behind there. Well, it's better safe than sorry. Now he's dead if he was behind there. Right. So, for this part, that there is actually what we're looking for. It is a Dynamo target. The Dynamo is, the description says it's some kind of like gadget that is great at activating machinery. Also, that continuous elevated noise shouldn't be happening. It's an audio glitch. This game sometimes just does that because it's an old game. So, what you have to do here is zap this with the Dynamo. This is why it's good to get rid of enemies. Then it'll open this door and very vaguely show you where it is. Next, what you want to do is run up here and use the long jump again and again to save like travel time. And then make sure you do it here correctly, and then just keep on long jumping because this door here will close soon enough. Yeah, you can actually hear the door closing right there while it's collecting it. However, the game makes sure you aren't trapped in here by making another Dynamo target inside here so you can open up the door if it slams shut on you like it did for me. Then it's real simple. All you have to do is come up here, and there'll most likely be a thug attack ship waiting for you. Okay, so apparently that's only the first time it happens. So then what you can do is just get out your Lancer or any other weapon and take out the chicken bots from range so they can't really attack you while you're across here. And then do another long jump, which I somehow failed there, but was still able to get over with just 2 double jumps and a glide. Then you can collect their bolts, watch the Slim Cognito cutscene if this is your first time coming here, which you will not be able to skip unless you're in New Game Plus, I think. Then there's a couple more chicken bots for you to kill, a big selection of crates to refill your ammo of any other weapons you might have been using if you haven't been using much ammo for like many weapons, and then if it's your first time coming here, there will be actually a laser field preventing you from going back there, which will force you down this path, and you will have to complete the next section of the level, which is a chemical factory. However, this is not about the chemical factory or whatever you have it. This is about getting platinum bolts. So that's pretty much the only one I know of that exists on this planet. So I might as well put a cut in here because you don't need to see me actually running back to my spaceship, and I'll come back once I've actually won the charge boost because I figured out I've actually just thought of it while in between recording that they could actually be an excellent way to traverse the level. So yeah, I'll see you then. Okay, so this might be a little bit jarring for you, but hopefully not, since I already put in an edit of how to get the therminator and do the swing shot targets and get over that one place, Barlow, that desert place. So if you're wondering why actually already explained why in that recording, I just wanted to get this thing done and was all serious and stuff. But as it turns out, in editing I decided to make this entire video not that serious. Anyway, why is this second edit in? Because I forgot that there's actually a second platinum bolt on this planet. So, if I just get out my gun really quickly and point over this direction, that's the direction I went last time with that one Dynamo puzzle that you used to get to a platinum bolt. However, there's actually another one down this way in the, okay, this is, I don't know the actual, like, way to pronounce this, so I'm gonna just call it Pomegranate District because it sounds a little like that. It's basically the shopping district of this planet. Oh, and, that elevator noise that's constant, I basically went and, like, flown back to this planet, and it's still just, oh good, it's finally gone. I have no idea what causes it, and it's just sometimes constant and really annoying, and I can't really get rid of it. So, the first time coming here, there will be thugs again that ambush you, but you can just, well, as you can see, they're not the quickest at firing, so it's very easy to get rid of them. Oh, and if you got a powerful enough wrench, you can pretty much, like, just destroy these statues instantly, and they give you a very decent amount of bolts. they can also squish you, which I accidentally shown off there by getting flattened by it. Yeah, it's also a chicken bot spawner there, and I guess right now I'm just showing you kind of how to kill the enemies. I'm not going to destroy that giant orb there because I actually covered destroying that in my How to Get Most Skill Points series. If you watched that, that's actually one of the skill points you can get. Oh, and here, the thugs also, like, they try to pretend to be, like, the mannequins in the store windows, but they do a really poor job at it. And also, the moment that you shoot the window, their cover is kind of blown. So I'll show you what I mean with just a really weak weapon here, the Lancer. Shoot the window, cover blown, and now, too bad for you, I have a rocket launcher. Same with this guy. In fact, this one I can kill him a little more fancy-like. Shoot the window. Back up. Just keep backing up. Wait. Oh, I sense an opportunity here. That is some poor positioning, sir. Yep. So you can see why I said I sensed an opportunity. Just bye-bye, you drown now. Yeah, and pretty much that thing right there is the kind of thing you meant to destroy. Well, I guess you could say megacorp sign. Oh, so this thing, the sound it makes, you can either see it as peaceful or annoying, but either way, if you destroy the entire thing, and I have covered this in a previous video, but in case you haven't seen that one, if you destroy the entire thing, it stops making the noise, and it also drops a hefty amount of bolts. Don't worry, you do get more bolts than just, like, 100 or so. Some of it had just, like, fallen through the floor. But luckily for you, whenever something falls through the floor, the game would immediately just make it come back up. Ah, and I see there's another chicken bot spawner. Well, the good news is now I have like a lot more mini nuke shots, so chicken bots be gone. Oh, more of them spawned. Guess I didn't hit the spawner. Well, now I did, and that there earned me way more money than I used to shoot that stuff. Ah, okay, so here's a nanotech boost. This is actually the, well, that must be the end of the level, which means that I must have missed the, platinum bolt somewhere around here. So I'm just gonna go grab it and show you where it is. Don't worry, this shouldn't take too long, mainly because, well, it's bound to be behind one of those sign things, and they're not that hard to get to. This one up here, very short, isn't it? Because it's a little too high up. Yeah, you can kind of see behind that there's no platinum bolt. But, I mean, at least I've shown you how to traverse this place. Okay, so, as it turns out, there may have already been a platinum bolt behind that one thing, like behind that one sign I destroyed right there. But what I'm looking for right now is a certain sign which has kind of a lot more of a concrete area behind it. Ah, yeah. So yeah, as you can see here, proves it's kind of hidden and tucked away because I couldn't find it the first time. Yep, and you can even see the telltale glow of the platinum bolt. No, Ratchet, that's not. I'm just trying to. There's something funky going on with my Oh, that was so stupid. Okay, so there's something funky going on with my controller where it keeps on treating it as double tapping the button. So Ratchet just continuously was smashing his head into the wall, like he wanted to break the wall with his noggin. When really all I wanted to do was hold down the button and do a high jump. And then afterwards I performed a double jump and was like, oh, well, it turns out you don't really need it. Actually, just do a high jump, making me like look even stupider. I love it when unintentional comedy like that happens in my videos. Probably even gonna add some sound effects in that part. Okay, so that is pretty much all the platinum bolts I know of on this planet, and I'll be cutting back to the original video where I go to the ice planet Sibirus or whatever. I just wanted to show you how you don't actually have to run all the way back. There's a teleporter here, and the reason why I'm not getting the nanotech boost is because I mentioned this in a previous video, but what I like to do is I like to I'm just going to press triangle to bring up the nanotech here. So as you can see, the nanotech here I have isn't that high. What I like to do is I like to go around and defeat enemies, and once I'm getting very, very close to the maximum nanotech, or at least what I assume is the maximum nanotech, because I, for some stupid reason, haven't really looked at too many screenshots of what the maximum nanotech is, so I don't know what it is. Anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying I like to wait until I'm almost at the maximum nanotech and then get the last few levels of the nanotech boost, because as you level up, enemies start giving you less and less nanotech, incentivizing you to go to the latest areas, but eventually you will get near to the end of the game, and only the last few planets will actually give you a decent amount of nanotech, and even then they won't. I think you might as well start New Game Plus at that point and get the skill point for getting maximum nanotech that way. Anyway, now back to the main video you were watching where I go to the ice planet. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that accidental skit of me smacking my head into the wall. And we're back on the snow planet Sibirus after this is the place where you fight the mysterious thief. And as you can see from what's on Ratchet's feet, I won the snazzy charge boots. And in fact, if you just zoom in, you can see where the platinum bolt is right away. Yeah, it's right up there. So here's how you get to it. First off, I like to equip the Lancer, because once that bursts open... Oh, okay, apparently the second time you come here, there will be no blade bolts coming out of this place. So like these things there usually spawn blade bolts, but I guess the second time you come here, it doesn't happen. Yeah, but then for these next enemies, I like to just use a long-range weapon, so like the chopper or the multi-star if you have that upgraded, whatever the case. As you can see, they don't really have a way to get to you because for some stupid reason they aren't programmed to come across this bridge, so it's really easy. Then these fire guys will hop down, which you can easily also dispatch with long-range weapons such as the mini rocket tube if you have it at this point. And then I'm just going to use the exact same tactic on this enemy here and the fire one behind him because I don't even want to give them a chance to hit me because I'm playing with quick select pause off, so every time I select a new weapon the game actually doesn't pause because I like to make the game harder for myself because I've grown really used to the challenge of just enemies being kind of easy from the quick select pause. And believe me when I say, you might not think it's a big deal at first, but it actually does become a big deal. Anyway, the reason why I went down here is because you need to use the tractor beam on this thingamajig here and bring it up with you. Then once you've done that, just edge along here, make sure not to fall off, because if you do, you will die instantly, because the second you hit the ice, Ratchet will freeze into a nice big ice block that actually looks kind of like a tasty popsicle. Well, tasty if there wasn't someone dead alive inside of it. Yeah, so then you do that, you're able to grab up here, and then you can glide over here and get this platinum bolt, and that is, frankly, all of the platinum bolts I've found on this planet, just the one up here. There's nothing really else, because after that, there's the tiny bit of the level left that you can access again, and after that part of the level, there's this massive convoy you go on to fight the mysterious thief on, which eventually ends up in a boss fight with the mysterious thief. But that only happens the first time you go here, and no other time, so I guess we're immediately just moving on to the desert planet, Tabora. And after that, I'll call the episode here, because, going to this many planets and finding this many platinum bolts, which honestly I can't bother counting right now. It could be around, like, let's say 10 seems like a decent amount. And I'm going to cover how to get the harder one first. So, after finding your way out of the caves the first time you go here, because Mr. Fidge Wizard ends up being kind of clumsy and ejecting you out of his personal craft, he basically says, okay boys, just sit back and relax, time for some flying music. Except he doesn't play flying music, and accidentally he presses the wrong button and ejects you right out of his ship, causing you to fall into an underground cave system. Also before that, he has to accidentally crushes your ship with his ship, because his is like 3 times the size, forcing you to go out into the desert and collect crystals for this mystic dude, because Ratchet and Clank honestly don't have any other better ideas of fixing their ship. I mean, Ratchet's got a wrench. What can he really do? Fixing the ship would require welding, so it was a good fortune that there was basically some kind of mystic hippie dude right there, just waiting to help them, if they just give them crystals. Right, so in this part, it can be a little complicated at first, because as you get off this part here, which are like this part of this, I don't know what you call it, pillars? If you get off them and go on to the next ones, they will start sinking down. So what you actually have to do is you have to go onto the first part of them here. It took me a little while to figure out this, and by that I mean like 3 minutes, not long at all. You get out the therminator, and you fill up the water with ice until it freezes. Because then, you freeze the entire system in place and it can't move anymore, giving you enough leverage to jump up here. I just like to use the helipad jump. And then you can just see me pulling off really fancy aerial attack moves to deal with those fireflies, those mutant fireflies, or sandflies, whatever you call them, which you don't even need to do. In fact, these sand spitters, or whatever you call it, you can ignore them as well, and then you just take out the Terminator again, and use it to freeze this part here. I haven't put the Terminator in the quick select wheel, because at some parts like this, you wish you have it in the quick select, but then immediately afterwards you end up facing enemies, and you wish your entire quick select is filled up with nothing but weapons. I don't have that because, quite frankly, some parts with the swing shot, I want to immediately re-equip it in case I accidentally fall off the edge. That's why I've got the swing shot in the quick select wheel. Anyway, so once you reach here, there's a teleporter to go back if you wish. However, we do not wish to do that because instead, right over here is an item you get called the glider. Now, once you have the glider, you immediately are going to launch off here, and here's how the glider works. The lower you are towards the floor, the faster it will go. So this part here is actually excellent training if you want. Just go up really high. Basically what was happening there is if you go up too high, you will start losing altitude because this thing can't climb. So I'll do it again. So yeah, as you can see now I'm losing altitude and I will hit the floor and die. But just press forward again, the glider will like regain its momentum. So if you go really high, but not too high, the glider will go really slow, allowing you to kind of practice in this area. Practice with the turning and see how it is. You can also dip lower a little bit and practice much more. In other words, if you need glider practice, just do this area over and over again. But make sure you dip down low at this part, because you want to be going to this area. Which I didn't do, I immediately just hit the wall. So, oh well, I guess I'm doing it again. Didn't want to do that. Yeah, it is also kind of sometimes difficult to fly the glider properly, because for whatever reason, the game developers made the camera constantly go and like, it does weird movements. Sometimes it'll snap back behind you, sometimes it won't. It just makes the glider sometimes an infuriating wreck to fly, which is why I honestly don't enjoy it that much at all. If this was replaced for like some kind of, I don't know, all-terrain hoverbike derby where you just shoot enemies and get power-ups, I'd enjoy it much more. That's a good idea. Maybe they actually made that in other Ratchet Clank games. Anyway, you go to this area here, and it'll kind of, if you don't hit any of the walls, it'll auto make you go to this place here, and there will be a Platinum Bolt already. This is the one place where I accidentally already got the Platinum Bolt, because I kind of forgot it was there. Anyway, the next thing we're going to do here is the quickest way of getting it is either winning the charge boosts from the megacorp games on Jobber, at which point you might as well already do the first challenge there and win the gravity boost to get up here and get the mining vehicle. Then once you have the mining vehicle, the controls are as follows. Square drilled, which also can be oddly enough used as a handbrake, believe it or not. Circle boosts you kind of slower, like so. X boosts you even faster, and triangle gets out. Simple. So in this instance, I'm going to be constantly using X to go as fast as possible, because why slow down when you can just zip past all the enemies and not have them bother you? So, what I'm doing here is I'm skirting along the very edge of the map. You can see where my arrow is right now on the map. We're just going to be going along the edge of it here, the very edge of it, because I know up on one of these hills, there is a Platinum Bolt. In fact, there it was. I just collected it while inside the vehicle. Apparently, you can collect it without even having to get out. I didn't know that. And those sand dune monsters there, you can just avoid them and come back later here to drill, mine, and what have you, and yeah, do whatever you want. So that's pretty much it. That's the only 2 Platinum Bolts I found here. And now it's just a matter of like jumping this fence. And once you jump the fence, no enemies can touch you. They don't like to follow you back here, and you're safe. And yeah, there you have it. That's part 1 of how to get most Platinum Bolts in Ratchet & Clank 2 done. So thanks for watching, and I hope I was neat and fast with going through this. I try to do that. I tried not to ramble too much. Speaking of which, I will not ramble too much for this outro. It is over now. Goodbye. It's done.